Old places have a strange talent. A hallway can be empty, a room can be still, a stair can simply wait in the dark, and yet something in us leans forward. We lower our voice, we listen harder, we feel for a moment as if the building has noticed us back. That feeling does not prove that a place is haunted, but it does reveal something interesting about the mind. Human perception is not a camera. It is a prediction system, constantly asking what might happen next. In an old place, the clues are unusual. Worn floors, cold corners, tired hinges, rooms built for people who are no longer there. The mind reads those clues before we have words for them. The first ingredient is memory. Not only personal memory, but the shape of memory itself. A new room usually tells us how to behave. A lobby says hurry. A kitchen says work. A bedroom says rest. Older rooms are less clear. They carry traces of other uses, a patched wall, a blocked doorway, a window placed for a view that may no longer exist. When a space seems to remember more than we know, we feel that gap. The second ingredient is silence. Silence in a modern room often feels designed. Silence in an old room feels conditional, like it could break. That is because old structures make small, irregular sounds. Wood swelling, pipes ticking, wind moving through frames, distant traffic bending through empty corridors. Regular sound fades into the background. Irregular sound keeps the brain awake. There are environmental cues too. Old air can feel cooler because drafts move through gaps we don't immediately see. Old materials can smell different because wood, dust, paper, plaster, and metal hold time in their own quiet ways. Floors may tilt, rooms may be shaped for habits we no longer recognize. None of this is supernatural by itself, but it creates a place where the body receives more information than the conscious mind can organize all at once. Imagine this as two lines. The first line is what is actually there: floor, door, draft, shadow. The second line is the brain's prediction: person, motion, presence, threat. Most of the time, the prediction is wrong, but the system was built to prefer a false alarm over a missed danger. A nervous guess can feel like a message from the room. Shadows add another layer. Low light removes detail, and when detail disappears, the mind fills it in. A coat becomes a figure. A dark doorway becomes depth. A reflection becomes movement. This is not weakness. It is the same ability that lets us recognize a face quickly or step away from a car before we fully understand its speed. The brain is always finishing the picture. Old places also change our sense of time. A fresh building points forward. An old one points backward and forward at once. It contains decisions made by people whose lives are over, and it is still being used by people whose lives are happening now. Standing inside that overlap can feel intimate. It can also feel intrusive, as if we have walked into a story already in progress. That overlap matters because humans are social even when no one else is present. We read rooms for intention. We ask where people gathered, where they waited, what they protected, what they left behind. A polished new space answers those questions with signs and symmetry. An old space answers in fragments. The fragments invite us to imagine the missing people, and imagination can feel surprisingly close to company. Then there is expectation. If we have heard that abandoned hotels, old theaters, empty schools, or closed hospitals are haunted, the body arrives prepared. The pulse shifts before anything happens. Every small sound gets promoted. Every uncertain shape gets a role. We do not invent the feeling from nothing. We assemble it from a real environment, a real body response, and a story we brought with us. So why do old places feel haunted? Because they are rich with cues and poor in certainty. They give the mind texture, silence, shadow, age, and absence. The brain tries to make a living pattern from those pieces. Sometimes the result is fear. Sometimes it is wonder. Often it is both. Maybe the most human answer is this: old places remind us that we are temporary. They show us rooms that outlasted their first voices. They make absence visible, and when absence becomes visible, it can feel almost like presence. If there is a question you have carried quietly, something you have wondered but never knew where to ask, leave it below. It may become the next enigma.